Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift MotorSports airs iRacing paints, fires things off for the first time here in season number 6 on the championship chase. Drivers now gonna eyeball that championship trophy. Gotta get out of round number 1. 3 weeks of championship racing action coming at you, starting here tonight at the College Park 188, live from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Track temperature nice and cool, under 90 degrees. We'll see if the clouds can keep the track cool during your Performance Motorsports qualifying session. Roy Fernandez sitting top of the speed charts for the moment. We'll get to some of those times in just a handful of moments, but first, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, David the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. Speaking of trackside, let's give you some of those qualifying times as 11 drivers are on the timing and scoring charts. Just about a minute and a half remaining. Roy Fernandez still top of the speed charts. Quick time here in qualifying, 30:77 for the Cuban Missile Rocket. Fernandez at the front. Dutton, Gann, Cray, and Cochran, the teammates, all right there, rounding out your top 5 positions. Look for those drivers to be a handful to deal with here tonight. "14 drivers now with a time, only 2 left to turn in a time lap. Casey Duncan gonna lay down a lap, as well as Cody Sleeper. Looks like the newcomer behind the wheel of that 85 machine. Kevin not coming out on the track. Kevin Bolkman not coming out on the track here in the qualifying session. We'll see if he can start the engine and get to the starting grid in just a handful of moments. But with 15 seconds remaining, unless Sleeper can slide one in here, it looks like Fernandez will bring us to the green flag. And there it is. Sleeper not going to dethrone the man at the front. Your Performance Motorsports Pole Award winner here tonight at the College Park 188 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Roy Fernandez will bring us to the green flag. So as that does it for our qualifying session, we're going to take a quick commercial break, head trackside for your national anthem, get things fired off with your starting lineup, and right in to some hard-nosed racing action. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
And we bring you back live trackside as drivers start the engines and get ready to roll here tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway. There they go. Pace car starts off. Roy Fernandez will bring us to the green flag. As you hear the familiar sounds in the background, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup in the College Park 188 right here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Inside row number 1 behind the wheel of that fast number 3, the Bass Pro Shops driven Chevy at the front. Roy Fernandez going to bring us to the green flag. Bailey Dutton just to his outside. Teammates Gannon Cray back in row 2. Jerry Compton in third. And Cody Sleeper in row number 3. Back in row number 4 here tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway. The 28 of Jason Branch. And the 56 of John Wimbish. Gary May and Kevin Burrows going to finish out your top 10. The 14 of Dave Seats inside row number 6 with Tommy Haynes just to his outside. Back in row number 7, Jake Shea behind the wheel of that 77 machine, followed by Casey Duncan, Logan McNeil, and Kevin Bolcom. Finish out the 16 car field. Big tip of the cap to Andy Starcher and Don Kidder just down the hall. Race control and admins here tonight. So as the music fades, engines come to life, and we are green flag racing here at Atlanta. A little bit of a shake up here at the very start of the race here just into turn number 1. You can see Todd Gray and a handful of these guys right around that 4th, 5th, 6th position. A little dicey. Right up to the top of the racetrack, rim riding early, getting that right rear to step out just a little bit. Fernandez with a 3-car length advantage as they cross the line. Lap number 2 underway. Clear cut. Quarter of a second back to Dutton. Justin Gann starting to reel in that 26 machine. Todd Cray faltering a little bit. Take a look at the scores. Light number 22 machine. He's fallen back just about 3/4 of a second off of the race leader already. Is Cray maybe managing tires early here at Atlanta? We've got a side-by-side battle back here. Gary May in the 14 machine of Dave Seats, top of the racetrack. 3 of them lined up at the top side, and big wiggle there, stepping out sideways. Seats going to save the car, keep it headed in the right direction down the backstretch. There is action all over. See the 77 of O'Shea trying to make something happen with that serve pro. Number 11 of Gary May. While this continues in the back, we're going to transition just a little further forward. The Navy-sponsored 28 machine of Jason Branch, championship contender in the field. Rim riding, trying to make up a spot or two. Wimbish working hard on the inside behind the wheel of that Valvoline Camaro. At a 4 back across the stripe. Fernandez will lead us across the line. Lap number 5 going to go on the board. And we'll drop that time in scoring back over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along and find your favorite driver in the field. 125 miles in the official race distance here tonight for the College Park 188. 188 miles of racing action, 125 laps, drivers with 4 extra sets of tires back behind the wall. Will this be a 2 or 3 stop race here tonight? I think we're going to be leaning more towards a 3 stop for sure. We're going to see who has that extra set at the end and get a late race caution as we remain under green flag conditions here. Old school Atlanta style racing. We've got that hard aggregate type of a racetrack. So the tire life will be key. You are going to have to manage it, and a lot of these drivers really going hard at the start of this run. We've got battles all over this field. Meanwhile, Fernandez steps away at the front. Let's take a real quick look at your race leader. There you can see the Bass Pro Shops Black Rifle Coffee Company. The Chevy Camaro heading down the backstretch into turn number 3. 6-car length advantage as he's got the Camaro fastest Xfinity 5G here in the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series. Second, third, fourth, nose to tail. Let's go back to the battles. Let's go back here once again. Wimbish, Burrows, Branch, and Haynes mixing things up. Can that Crown Royal, that blacked out Crown Royal, a 17 of Haynes, work his way a little bit closer to the front of this field? Not much of an advantage as we are now championship racing. We're going to get to some of that if we have a caution flag later on here tonight. We'll get to some of the point standings, but those top 16 chase drivers pretty much knotted up. Right, a difference of 3 points from your points leader, Bailey Dutton, coming into tonight's race to 16th place, John Wimbish. In that championship 16, we're going to knock down 4 drivers at the end of 3 races. Go at it with 12 for another 3 weeks. Then we will have an 8-car shootout at the end for your season championship. Contact, and Haynes goes for a ride. Holy jeez, did you see Haynes? Oh, big trouble now. Big trouble into one. Dave Seat's going to be involved. The 11 of Casey Duncan. Gary May mixing things up. Big trouble here in the turn number 1. We're going to stay green flag racing as everybody kept it clear of trouble on the track. There you can see the 14 of Seats out on the racetrack trying to get himself back up to speed. Look for that 14 machine to have to hit pit road. Big trouble there in turns 1 and 2. Handful of drivers caught up in that one. May, Duncan, Haynes, Seats, all sorts of out of shape. It all stemmed from an incident with Tommy Haynes going through the tri-oval, a little bit of contact, and he went for a ride. He went on landscaping duties and was not being paid. Went for a ride, had it saved, but drivers just were unable to avoid some contact, and a little bit more chaos ensued from that point. Big drift on the bottom of the racetrack for that 23 machine. Kevin Burrows all sorts of sideways. So as these 3 drivers battle it out, let's go back to the front of this field. Let's take a look here as these 3 drivers still nose to tail, trying to track down your race leader, and they have done so. Has Fernandez maybe abused the tires a little too early here at Atlanta Motor Speedway? Did he possibly take the good off too quick? Dutton gonna close right in, as well as Gannon Todd Cray, last night's race winner from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, behind the wheel of the Performance Motorsports Truck Series on number 22 machine. Todd Cray to victory lane. He's gonna start his championship run behind the wheel of the truck, off on the good foot. We're gonna be back to truck action next Monday night. We're going to continue out the rest of the championship chase, bring you each and every race each and every Monday night. So mark that back down on your calendar. We're going to see what we can do if you'll get behind the wheel. I can promise you, you're not going to have a bad time Monday nights right here with Swift in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series. We've got battling in the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series. Teammates going at it, mixing it up. Bailey Dutton gonna become the first new race leader here tonight. Working their way past Fernandez, now on the bottom. Justin Gam gonna look to the inside, and I think this is just a product again. I think it's a product of maybe using those tires a little bit too soon. Still committed to that high line. theoretically, you can save a little bit more tire at the top side of the racetrack. It is the longer way around, but if you're just hammered down, you're still eating the tires up. But across the board, bottom to the top, Atlanta Motor Speedway, it's one of the tracks. And this is why this might make a handful of viewers mad. You know what? It is what it is. We all have our own opinions, and I'm going to give you mine. Unfortunately, I'm the one talking, so you might have to mute if you don't want to hear it. But they should have never repaved this track. The bumps, the track surface lended itself to great racing, great strategy as well. There were a handful of different strategies you could approach a race like this at Atlanta Motor Speedway on this older surface. So I'm really into the outside wall. A little bit of contact still on the outside wall. Big issues there for your pole sitter Fernandez coming out of 2. Much bigger fan of this style of Atlanta as opposed to the new style. Not really a fan of that pretty much super speedway style of racing. Not at this track, but you know, I don't make decisions, and it is what it is. Some may choose to agree, some may not, but it is what it is. Once again, back across the line and into the backstretch now. Race leader Bailey Dutton stepping out to a 4/10 advantage over Justin Gant, sitting right there in second. Todd Craig takes the 3rd position away from Fernandez, your pole sitter. Falling through the field here now. Pretty soon, JC3 going to be on his rear deck lid. Let's take a look out of the window, out of the cockpit. Let's ride along here with that Grayson Jade photography, number 72 of Jerry Cochran III. You could hear that little blip on the throttle there on corner exit. He was back in the gas and had to let out just for a fraction of a second. That's going to cost him a lot of momentum. Let's see if he can stay on the gas here coming out of 4. And there you can hear the difference right there. Just nice and easy in the throttle. Slowly squeezing it all the way off of the corner exit. No. That right there, having to back down right there, that cost you so much momentum. So struggling with a little bit of grip in the center of the corner. Jerry Cochran III going to look for some positions. Lap number 21 quickly going to go on the board. Let's take a look. Let's go back to the battle right here. Let's go back here. These two drivers have continued to mix things up. John Wimbish behind the wheel of that Drive 5 Valvoline 56 machine. Just in front of the Navy Accelerator Life sponsored Navy machine. The Ford Mustang in the field. Looking to lead the charge for the Blue Ovals. Fastest Ford in the field, Jason Branch. Sitting in the 8th position, dropped 1 spot from where he qualified. Just has kind of been stuck right here battling for that 7th and 8th position for the majority of tonight's race. So Branch gonna have to find a way around Wimbish. See if he can close in on some of these front runners. And we are getting word, unfortunately, the 85 engine trouble here tonight. So the 85 unable to make the starting grid. Kept him out of qualifying. We're going to try to see if we can get a little bit more information to see if we can find out what exactly it was with the engine that kept the 85 on the sidelines for tonight. Looks like a Shea back out on the track, the 77 Speed Stick machine. A little lackluster here after the contact. He's a little bit down on power, but still out there trying to persevere and push through the damage. A lot of damage control here tonight for 3 to 4 drivers. Dave Seats still currently out on pit road, so the 14 gonna drop multiple laps down. You can already see a Shea 10 laps down here tonight, and that is not a way you want to start a tough race and a long night here in the College Park 188. Live from Atlanta Motor Speedway, you're watching the Ayers iRacing Paints Xfinity Series. Gonna jump back to the battles inside of the top 5. 4th and 5th going at it right now. Roy Fernandez holding down that 4th position. Your Performance Motorsports Pole Award winner. Maybe destroy the tires a little bit too early here. He's going to lose 3.5 seconds now to your race leader. So from being out front 3/4 of a second, now to 3 3/4 seconds back. Overall, 4.5 second loss over the course of the run already for the Cuban Missile Rocket. And he's going to have to refuel on pit road. Maybe rethink and reevaluate the next handful of runs. He's going to have a deficit to try to make up as we remain green flag racing here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Hardy sponsored number 26 machine of Bailey Dutton. He's used to being at the front. He's used to being leading laps. The driver with the most wins this season came into tonight's race as your points leader. Looking to stack on to the points here tonight from the front behind the wheel of that Toyota Supra. Back across the line to lap number 28 goes on the board. Gonna go back to another battle here, and Fernandez continuing to drop through this field. Tough little run here that Fernandez seems to find himself in, and again, this is just a product of a very abrasive, a very rough track surface. Lightning lost power. That is crazy, Kevin. I hope you're safe back at home. So there you go. Lightning strikes the engine, and boom, boom, no power. If you get it, you get it in the virtual world. Lightning in a big storm at home. Engine troubles keeping him from being in the server and on the virtual platform with us here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. But unfortunately, sometimes things happen. And Kevin, we hope to see you back on the track next Tuesday night. I hope everything's safe for you here in the next coming few hours. I know some storms rolling through the Midwest that a lot of people have got their eye on. So if you're out there in the Midwest, stay safe. And we hope to see you back here watching us and enjoying some great racing action each and every Tuesday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, your home for Swift Motorsports. Shea with the fresher tires, you can see what he's able to do right here. Stick to the bottom of the racetrack and overtake drivers that have a lot more speed. Looking at the timing and scoring, Shea lapping at about a 33:02. Just about as fast as your race leader. Much fresher tires though. Damaged machine, but able to keep pace with the race leader. So imagine what maybe a Todd Craig could do. Coming to pit road, getting some fresher tires. That's going to be the telltale sign when we get drivers inside of this top 5 that begin to hit pit road. That's where we're going to see the true tire fall off here tonight, as it looks to be already above the 2-second mark on the fall off. We're going to see if that trend continues as Fernandez continues to try to fight off Burrows. And Fernandez going to wave the white flag. Lap number 33. He's going to head down pit road. So your pole sitter will be the first to pit road. That's going to pretty much do away with the battles. We're going to go back here and watch this one unfold. 3 drivers in the vicinity of striking distance. Jason Branch, John Wimbish, Logan McNeil, the 12 back on the scene. Whoa, where'd he go? There he is. A little bit of disappearing act out of that Serv Pro number 12 machine. Good to see McNeil back on track. Here comes Wimbish to pit road. McNeil gonna follow everybody to pit road. Bailey Dutton gonna stay out on the track. Casey Duncan also to pit road. Tommy Haynes, the 17. He's still out there. No, he isn't. He's gonna head to pit road. So drivers quickly following suit as Fernandez hit pit lane. The short pit in effect now. Bailey Dutton gonna head down pit road. Your race leader brings his Toyota Supra to the attention of the crew. Fernandez making his way off of turn number 4. Will he be able to bypass the drivers that just came down pit road? That's going to be the big question here. Still got to try to overtake Todd Cray and Justin Gann there. You can see that 22 machine. So still a net loss on the run here by Fernandez. He's going to now move past the 22 of Cray. But Justin Gann well out in front here. Gann with an amazing stop, man. 14.8 for the pit crew. Fastest pit crew on pit road. Fastest driver on and off pit road as well. 42.65 pit road delta. Closest one to him, a 44.30. Almost a second and a half quicker. You can see what it translates to. 3.5 second advantage for your new race leader at the front, showing the way behind the wheel of that number 30 machine, Justin Gann. Gonna lead down the backstretch for the first time here in the College Park. 188. Bit of a mess in the back. Let's go here to Jason Branch and Logan McNeil battling it out. John Wimbich still in the mix. Gary May about 3 seconds out front. So these drivers need to find a little bit of speed. This thing has got a long green flag run look to tonight's race. Could be yet another flag to flag race for these Airs Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series drivers. We've seen multiple races this season go from the start of the race all the way to the finish without a break, without a caution, without any issues. Handful of drivers with some tough times and some tough issues here tonight, but we're going to keep it green flag racing as one retiring early here tonight. Contact and damage too much to sustain. The minimum track speed, Dave Seats, championship contender, previous race winner, out early here tonight. So let's go back to battles here, just inside of your podium positions. Todd Cray running in that third spot. Roy Fernandez took it for a moment. They've swapped the position back and forth once or twice. Now Todd Cray going to keep the spot, begin to look like he may step away here. But I think this is probably this may be a blessing in disguise for Fernandez. Yes, he came to pit road one lap earlier. One lap isn't gonna truly kill you. 3-4, you start getting into some murky waters, if you will. But this could be a great opportunity here for Fernandez to kind of look, listen, learn. Look at what Todd Cray's doing in front of him. Listen to the crew chief and what the spotters are telling him about those 3 drivers that ran him down, what lines they're taking, where they're running, and into the outside wall. That's not going to help the problem. That's going to compound the issue. Roy Fernandez now going to give up a half a second to Todd Cray. But it gives you a good pacemaker, right? If I can maintain the pace with them, I can figure out how these guys made their way by me during that first green flag run. I can now manipulate my third run to best suit my situation. We'll see if anybody has a situation they can try to capitalize and dominate on. But first, let's head back here once again 4 drivers in the mix. A little bit of connection issues here, electrical problems behind the wheel. Back across the stripe, the battle still remains here. Gary May gonna work his way into the mix. The number 5 machine working the inside of the racetrack, looking for a position on Branch, who has dropped back just a little bit here. I think a little bit of the magic act out of that 12 may have spooked the 28 just a little. Loose battle still here at the front. The Grayson Jade Photography 72 Toyota Supra, bottom of the racetrack, looking for a position now on Fernandez, who's starting to fall to the rear just a little bit. Once again, the 3 a little bit off pace on this second green flag run, but is it from the tires or is it from the contact with the outside wall this time? Hot and heavy all over that rear deck with Roy Fernandez with problems. He's got some hungry drivers behind him. We'll take a look off of the right side here. Back at that 72, closing in, corner exit. Big run at a turn 2. Big run there for Jerry Cochran, the 3rd. Kevin Burrows with a good run as well. Burrows going to look to put his Camaro to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes JC3, bottom of the racetrack. Close quarters action here as we cross the line. Battle drag race into turn 1. Over a third of the way through tonight's College Park 188 live here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. No cautions. We've got a lot of action out on the track. We've got more drivers battling it out once again. Let's go back here. Jason Branch starting to recover, stepping away from the 5 of Gary May. Now trying to deal with that Surf Pro number 12 of Logan McNeil. John Windish hasn't been able to step away too far there. You can see that Take 5 Valvoline 56 machine running in the 7th position, so we're going to continue to watch that battle, but back to the one for the spots inside of the top 5. Let's take a look here. Burrows started back in the 10th position, up 4 spots from where he qualified, so heading in the right direction. Meanwhile, Roy Fernandez going in the opposite direction. Your Performance Motorsports Pole Award winner here tonight, the Bass Pro Shops Black Rifle Coffee Company number 3 Camaro, sliding back in the field, dropping 4 positions from where he qualified and brought us to the green flag. Fernandez sits in 5th. Contact with the outside wall twice as well. Has that compounded the problems of heating the tires up too much? And when we speak of heating the tires up too much, tell you what, let's take a look at that race report, and there you can see track temperature on the rise. Look for drivers to start struggling even more with the grip, especially this corner right here. I think turn 4 is going to become, no pun intended, I think it's going to become a hot spot. I think that's where drivers are going to begin to really struggle. We've seen them already dealing with sideways issues coming off of turn 2. I think turn 4 is going to start to become the problem child as the track temperature increases. Meanwhile, at the front, no problems, no issues. Jake Ashea going to make his way to the bottom of the racetrack. Not a pass forward position, a pass of pride right here. Ashea trying to go just 10 laps down, get a lap back from your race leader. Gann at the top enjoys a 1.5 second advantage. Through 3 and 4, Bailey Dutton sits in second. Todd Cray back in third. Jeremy Cochran the third in fourth, with Fernandez rounding out your top 5. So just around the corner of the halfway point, about 10 laps to go. Let's give you a little bit of driver highlights and spotlights. Your mid-race report coming to you a little bit early here tonight at the College Park 188 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. 16 drivers to the starting grid. We have still got 14 out there on the track. 12 remain on the lead lap. The 01 of Cody Sleeper just hasn't been able to find the pace here tonight. Hasn't been able to find a way to get to the front. Down 6 positions from where he qualified. Sleeper needs to find a way to turn his race around. We're going to start at the front with the driver highlights and spotlights. How about the Virginia Beach native behind the wheel of his number 30 machine, showing the way out front here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. He's led since the torch passing on that first round of green flag pit stops. Justin Gann, quick on and off pit road, has grabbed him the race lead. He hasn't looked back since. We'll see if he can't keep it in the top spot. Back right where he qualified, back 1.2 seconds from his teammate, looking for the race lead once again, looking for a 4th win on the year. Can Bailey Dutton get that Hardee's Super back to first? Todd Cray up 1 spot from 4th to 3rd. The Coors Light number 22 machine looking to recreate the magic of last night's race behind the wheel of his Performance Motorsports Truck Series ride at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Todd Cray definitely going to he's got to find some speed. He's got to find some pace. 8.3 seconds back, rounding out your podium. Cray with a good start to this championship race, but the season. But you want a little bit more. Jeremy Cochran the third, also with a great start to his championship race, sitting right here in the 4th position, putting himself in a good position to head into Dover, not needing a great finish, just needing to survive. The concrete jungle can spit you up and chew you out pretty quickly, so I think Dover is going to be the trouble track here in this opening round of your championship chase. We'll see if the 4th place runner, Jeremy Cochran the third, recreate some magic on this season. 2 race wins this year for this 72. Will he make it a 3rd here in round 1? Finishing out your top 5, up 5 positions from where he qualified. He is going to be your biggest mover, the West Virginia native, getting it done here tonight. Behind the wheel of that 23 machine, check him out, Kevin Burrows sits in fifth. And as we say that, Fernandez is going to try to battle his way back to that fifth and final spot inside of the top five, but still your biggest mover of the night is Kevin Burrows. And man, what a way to electrify your championship run, right? Burrows inside of the top 10 in points the majority of the season. An average finish of 8.6 on the year. It just an amazing run. 78% of the time he finishes inside of the top 10. Those are amazing numbers in comparison to a lot of the other seasoned veterans in this field. So Burrows with a heck of a year going for him. We'll see if he can't make this top five stick to start his championship chase off. On the right foot, meanwhile, we've got drivers creeping in. Here we go. Justin Gann once was a 1.5 advantage. Now down to just a half of second. Bailey Dutton has been able to close in. Burrows and Fernandez still going at it. Issue there for Burrows. Allows Fernandez to capitalize and take the position back. And these guys going at it. Meanwhile, Cody Sleeper caught us sleeping. He heads to pit road. Green flag pit stops right around the corner. That's what this signifies. To race fans, I mean, we've been back green flag racing after the green flag pit stop for about 33 to 34 laps, so drivers are going to be eyeballing pit road, and it's going to be a two-stopper. So drivers still have that luxury of tires on pit road. We'll see if anybody grabs them. Justin Gann going to give the race lead. Bailey Dutton going to reclaim that top spot. Back to the point once again is Dutton in the Hardee's number 26 Toyota Supra. Jerry Cochran III going to take the opportunity to take away second. Todd Cray back to third. Tight little battle here between Cochran and Cray. Let's take a little look here. Do we got that one? There we go. Let's take a look, guys. And Cray has seemed to struggle a little bit here. Cray's been struggling for about the past 6 to 7 laps. We've watched him off screen. We've watched him struggle a little bit with that handling. And there it is to pit road. Todd Cray on to pit lane. Kevin Burrows going to now move into third. Branch going to stay out as well. McNeil going to follow suit. He's going to stay out on the racetrack. Casey Duncan looking like he is going to head to pit road. Justin Gann, important right here. Gann able to keep himself on the lead lap. He did not fall one lap down, so Gann going to begin to really have an advantage, man. Watch this one. This is going to translate into about a 4-second gap. Cody Sleeper looks like he did fall off of the lead lap. Sleeper back in that 13th position with a lot of ground to make up. And there it is, easily gonna work his way back around Bailey Dutton as Dutton just off of pit road getting up to speed, and there's that race lead. I said 3.5 seconds. We might see 5. There it is, continuing to build. There it is, 5.5. Will it go to 6.5? My gosh. Dutton gonna finally get up to speed and stop the bleeding, man. Good night. Justin Gann absolutely killing him on and off pit road. Get out of here. Biggest race lead of the night now belongs to that number 30 Toyota Supra piloted by Justin Gann. He's looking for his third win on the season, trying to pull even in that winner's column with the man sitting in second, Bailey Dutton, right here. Giving up a ton of time staying out that extra 2 laps on Justin Gann. Will it translate to closing speed at the end of this green flag run? We're going to see drivers have to hit pit road right around lap 100, so a short stint to the end. Drivers may be able to abuse the tires a little bit more. Going to see how it all shakes out. Todd Cray into third, Fernandez right here. So let's take a look here. Looks like Jerry Cochran Jr., no real big issues on and off pit road. We're not seeing any problems with the green flag pit stop on our monitors, on our replay monitors. Watching that pit stop over, and everything looked to seem clean and clear. But staying out a little bit longer. Lap 67 is when he came to pit road along with race leader Bailey Dutton. So both of those drivers going to give up quite a handful to the drivers that they were racing with for position. We're going to take a look a little further back. We got a battle underway. Gary May, Kevin Burrows, 6th and 7th on the racetrack. The number 5 down at the bottom, Cat Fishing here in Atlanta. Looking to Tom Sawyer his way into a solid top 6 position. Not going to happen here as Burrows keeps ripping the lip at the top. He's going to take the position away. So Burrows now going to look to try to close in on Jerry Cochran the third for the 5th position. We're looking for some battles, and let's see if we can't find one for you. Let's go back. There's Fernandez sitting in the 4th position, losing a little bit of ground, but back here in the back, let's go here. Tommy Haynes, not battling for position right here, but mixing it up anyway after a hard contact sent him flying through the infield and back up onto the track. Some early damage here tonight for the 17 has got him off of the lead lap. Great job by his pit crew. I don't want to take anything away from that pit crew. They did an absolutely phenomenal job at keeping the car out there on the track, minimizing the positions lost and the time lost on the racetrack. Listed 1 lap down in the 13th position, but looking for more as those connection problems continue to plague the Serve Pro number 12. John Wimbish looks like he may be a little hot under the helmet. 56 going to push the envelope down on the inside of the racetrack. Not going to work out for him here. A little bit of contact now. Tommy Haynes into the outside wall at a 2. And I mean, you can't really falter McNeil for racing the way that he is here. This is a battle for position between himself and John Wimbish sitting right there behind him. But it's got to be tough. Those connection problems have got to be a little bit rough on Wimbish. And there you can see him falling back just a little bit, maybe trying to reevaluate, reassess how he's going to go about making that pass for position. Spots inside of the top 10 up for grabs with this battle. We're going to take a little look back at the front of the field. Justin Gann, still 3.8 second advantage. On to pit road, 14 laps to go, so he's just about halfway through his green flag run here. So I think a big key right now is going to be, whether or not these drivers are able to make up any of the time. I don't know. It's going to be rough. And a great look around the track as we rejoined race leader at the front of the field, Justin Gann, well and out the way. There you can see just about a straightaway advantage back to that 26 machine of Bailey Dutton. Two Toyota Supras out front, showing the way, and they are dominating here tonight. Todd Cray, highest running non-Toyota in the field, sitting in third, but 13 seconds back. Todd Cray, 13 seconds back. We'll do it like Mike Jones for you. Todd Cray, 13 seconds back. So drivers are going to be, at least Justin Gann, he's going to be able to go to about lap 98, so about another 14 laps here. Right, but let's do some math, race fans. Let's do some math here. Drivers have been able to go anywhere from 33 to 35 laps on a tank of fuel. 125 laps. We're working lap 85 this time around. When do you head to pit road? Do you come to pit road before that lap 98 mark that you need to shorten the run? Or do you try to compound your race lead here? It was 5.5 seconds, 6 seconds, now down to 2.2, so Bailey Dutton definitely closing in. But if you can keep him at bay for another 5 to 6 laps, that's gonna put you right around lap 92, 93, and I think that's the magic number. I think that gets you there. So do you pull the trigger early, or do you run it long? Knowing that Dutton more than likely is going to stay on his strategy, he's being able to reel you in. At the end of the first green flag pit stop, he's been able to reel you in now during the second green flag, third green flag run. We apologize. Third green flag run now. So if you are Bailey Dutton, what do you do if you see him come to pit road? Do you pull the trigger and come down pit road right with him? Or do you just stay on your strategy? two very differing approaches as we got a battle inside of the top five. Let's transition back here. Let's watch this one unfold between Todd Gray and Jerry Cochran III. It is a battle for the final spot on the podium. Not putting up much of a fight. That Coors Light Camaro gonna give up the third position. Todd Gray gonna fall back to fourth, right where he qualified and started tonight's race from. Todd Gray needing to find a little bit of speed if he's gonna want to be in the conversation for a podium finish yet again here this season. Looks like 7 top 5 so far this season for the man behind the wheel of that 22 machine. 9 top 10s. An amazing run this season for Fernandez. And let's not count out what JC3 has done. Jerry Cochran III with 5 top 5s, 2 race wins, 6 top 10s with only 8 starts. So when he shows up, he shows out. He doesn't just come to race, he comes to run at the front. He comes to finish at the front. We'll see if the 72 can't really handle these guys in. Looks like John Wimbish, Gary May, they're going to start to battle for position 17. Machine has made his way by that 56 of Wimbish. It wasn't a pass for position, just a pass for position on track. You see the 77 Speed Stick Toyota Supra of Ashay back in the distance. The 77 with just a tough start to his run here with the Airzine Racing Paints Xfinity Series. Ashay, one of the newcomers, no longer a rookie. This is going to be his 4th race behind the wheel, but just a tough little start here in the Xfinity Series for Ashay. We'll see if he can't turn it around here in the next handful of weeks and string together some good finishes to finish off season number 6. So the battle going to go away between Wimbish and May, holding on to the tail end of that 17 machine. Going to get a tow from the Crown Royal 17. Tommy Haynes sitting back in the 12th position. 1 lap down. Casey Duncan going to be the new lucky dog in the field. And we're going to go up to the front. Let's go right here. We say we're going to go up to the front, but we actually move back. Who would have thought? Anyways, Justin Gann back through 3 and 4. When will he hit pit road? That is the big question. This time around, fuel window has opened. Drivers can come from this point forward and have enough fuel to get to the end. Who's going to change up the strategy? Who's going to change up their race? Who's willing to roll the dice? We're going to find out here, I would say, in the next about 5 to 7, 5 to 8 laps. We're going to see drivers really start to trickle to pit road. And there it is, Bailey Dutton. My goodness. Okie dokie, Justin Gann closing in, gap down to 1.6, and Dutton to pit road. Dutton to pit road first. That should give him a slight advantage here. Justin Gann gonna have to hit pit road to minimize the undercut. You can hear him out of the throttle. Big whip to the left onto pit road. Oh, locked him up. Coming onto pit lane. Did he get it? Whoa, down. Did he get it all, or did he get too much? Let's take a look at Jerry Cochran III. He's going to bring his 72 down to pit lane. Todd Gray rolling the dice, looking at the long game here. Gray going to stay out on the racetrack. Will lead a handful of laps here tonight behind the wheel of that Coors Light Camaro. There he gets pole sitter. Roy Fernandez sniffing the front once again. Fernandez, man, ever since he abused those tires early in tonight's race, right, those first 15 to 20 laps, he absolutely destroyed the tires. Fell through the field and just hasn't been able to reclaim that fame. Looking to fan the flames and burn it up at the front. We're going to have a battle on our hands. Bailey Dutton and Justin Gann. My goodness, this is about to be a heavyweight brawl. Burrow's going to head to pit road. Todd Craig going to stay out on the racetrack. Jason Branch, Logan McNeil yet to hit pit road. John Wimbish, what will he do? And it looks like Wimbish going to hit pit road. And that's going to do it. Everybody on to pit lane for what should be the final stop. Look at the battle for the race lead. And again, on the green flag pit cycle, Justin Gann just absolutely on fire. Pit crew lost him a little time. 15.13 in the box, about 0.2 of a second slower in the box than Bailey Dutton. But he was 0.3 of a second faster on and off pit road. I'm telling you, Gann is a machine when it comes to green flag pit stops. Big battle for the race lead off of turn number 4. Side-by-side action across the line. Lap 100 on the board. 25 to go. Next time by. And after 3 green flag pit stops, the battle is underway. At the front here tonight in the College Park 188 for the Swift MotorSports Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series fast as 5G at the front of this field. Again, back to the point. So with 25 to go, we'll give you a little round of house cleaning once again here tonight. 16 drivers to the starting grid. The College Park 188. We have still got 14 drivers out on the track, but only 7 now remain. On the lead lap, Gary May listed as the final driver on the lead lap, but he's dangerously close to being put 1 lap down as the race leaders continue to close in. Tommy Haynes to pit road for what should be the final time of the night for that 17 machine. Just a rough go here early tonight. Contact with another driver on the front stretch. Sent Haynes on a little bit of a ride. He was able to recover well. A little bit of contact with a handful of drivers after that, after he was back up onto the racetrack. And tough luck for all of those drivers. 1 retirement stemming from that incident. But everybody kept it in the right direction. Everybody kept the car underneath them. So no caution flag here tonight. We have been clean and green all night long here tonight with the Swift MotorSports Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series. Man, it's a tough night not to be in a Toyota. Your top 3. Toyota. The Supers reigning supreme here tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're going to see 20 to go this next time around. And just an amazing performance by both Justin Gann and Bailey Dutton, able to yard the rest of the field. They were in their own round, their own race here tonight, over 18 seconds in front of their fellow competitors. These top two, man, if this is championship mode, whew, the next, what's it gonna be, 6 weeks? Man, get your popcorn and get your drinks, because it's gonna get crazy. Teammates at that. So, I mean, there can be some beating and banging, and they'll discuss things at the office later on. No beating and banging needed so far here tonight. Justin Gann starting to assert a little bit of dominance. Towards the end of tonight's race, stepping out now to a 3/10 of a second advantage, but is it the lap traffic coming into play? Jason Branch holding on to the tail end of this 26 machine. We're going to take a little look off of the front end. Look at him work the high side of the racetrack. Inches away. My goodness, inches away from that outside wall. You see the look from just above the hood. We're going to take a little look inside now with the turn 3 gyro cam. Once again, doesn't look as close from inside of the car, but man, flirting with disaster, trying to find every bit of speed and see if he can reel him back in once again. Utilizing that high side, floating it in there. The Hardy's number 26 of Bailey Dutton. Look at a reel in. Race leader Justin Gann at the front of this field. Do got a battle right here. Let's go back here. Burrows and Fernandez gonna chop it up for the final spot inside of your top 5. Can your pole sitter stop the bleeding? And Fernandez fired off like a rocket. He got way out front, but I think it has cost him the rest of this race. He has kind of been on the back foot about midway through that first green flag run. Fernandez has just been playing catch up and just hasn't been able to find the line, hasn't been able to find the speed to catch up. I mean, he stopped the bleeding, and as far as the 8th position, dropped as far back as 8th at one point in time in tonight's very long green flag run. Found a way back into 5th, looking to find a way to scoot away from Burrows, maybe give him himself a little bit of breathing room. But for the moment, Burrows having none of it. We're going to stick right here with this battle, as it is one of your only battles on the racetrack. We'll transition back to the front if things get a little bit closer between your top 2, but for the moment, Justin Gann continue to lead by just about 3/4 of a second. Back through 1 and 2, once again, looking off of the corner exit. Roy Fernandez is going to continue to lead Kevin Burrows down the backstretch and into turn number 3. And an interesting little shot there between 3 and 4 going into turn number 3. You notice both of these drivers mid-track. And it looks like that is where the line has slowly progressed itself to that mid-high lane. Not a lot of drivers sticking it down there all the way at the bottom of the racetrack anymore. It looks like most of the field has walked that racing line up just a little bit. And there you can see still Fernandez at least a half a car length off of the bottom. Gary May, John Wimbish, they're going to go at it once again. Battle for position 8th and 9th on the racetrack. Tommy Haynes able to go by Logan McNeil for the 12th position. So it's not always about what's going on at the front. It's about the battles on the racetrack all over. Green flag racing here tonight. Flag to flag so far. You can't ask for much more than that. John Wimbish will make the pass now and get himself into the 8th position. The Valerie number 56 machine going to take away the spot from the 5 of Gary May. Meanwhile, this battle continues to rage on. Fernandez looks like he's starting to open it up just a little bit down the backstretch. Meanwhile, race leaders, not much to talk about here. Branch still holding on to the tail end of Bailey Dutton, and is that being detrimental? Taking the air off of the rear of the car. Is that maybe affecting the handling of that 26 machine? He's unable to reel get in. And we have seen Dutton be one of your strongest cars on the long run. So struggling now with the car behind him, I gotta ask myself, is maybe taking a little downforce off of the tail end of that 26 machine, is it hurting him? I can tell you one driver that doesn't care, and that's the man out front showing the way. Justin Gann couldn't care less about the problems being presented behind him. He's got one thing on his mind, and that's leading this thing to the checkered flag here tonight. Can Gann pull even with Dutton in the race win column? This will catapult Justin Gann into the points lead heading into Dover. So that's one thing you got to think about as well. And after tonight's race, the gaps between these championship drivers will increase. Obviously, right? Speaking of championship drivers, we got to mention, we haven't really brought it up very much here tonight. Two championship drivers missing in action, Anthony Keys and John McMillan Jr. They're going to start their championship runoff behind the 8-ball. When they show up to Dover, they're going to be a full race behind, and they're going to have to be absolutely on it at Dover in Kansas, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of hungry drivers in this championship 16. There's a lot of great racetracks coming up, and I think that championship 8 may surprise a handful of viewers. High five for your race leader, Justin Gann. 5 to go from the boss man and the flag stand. And there it is, Dutton into the outside wall. That's all but gonna do it. Now 3/4 of a second back as Branch makes a run to the inside and will look to take track position. So that's gonna do it for the battle on the raceway. Four laps now remain for Justin Gann as he crosses the line. 6 miles of racing action laid out in front of the Toyota Supra, showing the way, qualified back in the 3rd position. So not a long way to go to get to the front. But once he got there, man, it's been hard to keep him out of that top spot. Justin Gann, just a king of consistency so far this season. With 3 laps to go, he's going to continue his 100% range of finishing inside of the top 5, finishing inside of the top 10, 2 race wins to his name. I mean, my goodness, Justin Gann racking up things in the points column, racking up the stats as well. And as we work our way off of turn number 4, we're going to see popsicle sticks on display. 2 to go here in Atlanta. Again into 3 and 4 lap traffic laid out just in front, closing in a 10th, 2/10 now. That time around, we're going to see the white flag fly. Final lap, it's the Swift. 1 to go. Here at the College Park, 188. Justin again, he has got to go, and he is the meat in the middle off of 2. Oh boy, this could get interesting entering turn 3 and 4. Gann gonna have to stay behind Branch for a moment. Here comes Bailey Dutton, sailing it off into the corner. 2/10s back. Not gonna have enough to get there. He'll come sideways off of 4 across the line. Your race winner, and here tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway, behind the wheel of that fast number 30 Supra at the front, Justin Gann will take the first checkered flag. And your championship run here in season number 6, teammate Bailey Dutton right behind him. After leading a handful of laps, he will leave. At Atlanta Motor Speedway, no longer your points leader. As Gann gonna enjoy his cool down lap, he's gonna bring it to the front stretch and give the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show. Getting it done in victory lane once again. The Performance Motorsports number 30 machine, piloted by Justin Gann, back in victory lane. So as Gann decreases the mosquito population, we're going to take a quick commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And backtrack side at the conclusion of tonight's College Park 188 right here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. An amazing night of racing action here at a very historic mile-and-a-half Atlanta Motor Speedway. Always lends its hand to some great racing action, and we're going to dive right into things. Let's see if we can't grab a quick word or two with the man behind the wheel of that Grayson Jade Photography 72 machine, Toyota Super Driver at the front. You guys in these Supers looked amazing. Jerry, how you doing? How you feeling after starting your championship runoff with a podium finish?
A little tired, and I wish I would have done something different earlier. I think the high line was better suited to for my driving style, but I don't know if I could have ran with them two, but all in all, I'll take it. I learned something the first run. I learned a little bit more the second run. I got new pedals tonight, first time on new pedals, so muscle memory's a little off, but overall, I'll take it, Dave.
Well, man, you were unable to recreate last week's race-winning performance, but again, a solid top 5, a podium finish. This is going to catapult you or keep you right inside of that top 5. How concerned about going to Dover next week are you?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not, Dave. I love Dover. Dover's one of my favorite tracks. Any of the concrete tracks, Nashville. I love any of the concrete tracks. So Dover ought to be good for me. I don't know if I have anything for the 3 on the team, but we'll see. It all depends on the setup and the way everything falls.
Well, man, again, it's been one heck of a season for you already. 6 top 10s. I believe it's going to be your 7th top 10 now, your 6th top 5. I don't know how many podiums in there, 2 race wins, an amazing season so far. We expect to see you still in the conversation as we move through round 1 and into round number 2. But before we let you go here tonight from Atlanta, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yes, sir. As always, Grayson J Photography, Obsidian Activewear, everybody on the team at Assassin, everybody at Performance Motorsports, everybody here at the league, Don and Andy, everything they do, Justin. I love the league. It's a great place to be. And, of course, everything you do up there in the booth, Dave. I enjoy going back watching the broadcast. You do a great job every week.
Well, man, I appreciate the kind words. I know your fellow teammates, admins, race officials, and league owners are going to appreciate the kind words as well. And I wouldn't be able to do the job I do without the job that you guys do out there. An amazing run here tonight, flag to flag from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Very tough track. An amazing way to start off your chase. But until we meet again, Jerry, stay safe. And as always, my friend, keep it fast.
Yes, sir, Dave. We appreciate it, and I promised Todd if whoever got in the booth, say hello to cousin Jess. So I'm here again this week, so I'll take up his slack for him.
He's slacking as of late. We got to get on to that guy sometimes.
We've been talking some smack in the team Discord here the last couple of races, but nah, it's a blast, man, to be able to run with these guys and just build off of what we have. So.
All right, my man. Well, again, we'll see if we can catch up with you at the end of next week's at Dover.
Sounds good, Dave. You have a good night, brother.
All right, there you go. Final few words for the man that walks away third here tonight, continuing an amazingly consistent season. As we mentioned, 8 races in, 9 races in now, 2 race wins, 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s. Jerry Cochran III just absolutely padding stats. And speaking of padding stats, we're going to move on to the man that's padding his own sort of stats here this season. Led a handful of laps, but going to come up just a little bit short. Bailey, how you feeling about finishing second here tonight?
Not bad. Pretty good about it.
And that's it. That's it. Not bad. Pretty good. I mean, that's all
Yeah,
you
well,
get.
I felt like I should have had the win there, but some circumstances played into it, and I didn't get it done.
Well, man, week in, week out, you're one of the most consistent drivers in the field. You're always qualifying up near the front. You always got a ton of speed. Is there anything that concerns you about this first round in the playoffs as we head to Dover and Kansas?
No, I mean Justin and Todd and Jerry, they're coming on strong. So I knew that these next few races they were probably going to try to ramp it up and try a little bit harder, dig a little deeper. So I mean, nothing surprises me. I gotta try to maintain a top 3 every single night to try and get it done.
Well, man, you're doing a heck of a job of it. This is going to be your 8th top 5, your 10th top 10. So just absolutely phenomenal. 3 race wins to go along with it, but it's championship time. And I know you're going to give us some great racing over the next handful of 6 weeks. So before we let you go here tonight and look forward to Dover, is you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, big shout out to everybody at Swift and you for broadcasting this race and making it fun for us to go back and watch. Everybody at Assassin, Justin, Jerry, and Todd for keeping the races kind of light throughout. We kind of joke around and have fun throughout the race. Probably a good thing that does not get broadcasted. Big shout out to Jess. She's watching. I think that's it for now.
Well, man, short and sweet to the point. Sometimes we like it like that. And you know what? Maybe we can get some clearance from maybe the FCC and some of the teams and the admins and league owners. Maybe we can have an unfiltered night sometime where just randomly I get to pop into some of your team channels and just see what's going on. I think it would be hilarious. I think it would be very interesting. It might get us booted off of the air, but I mean, there's the first. There's the
keep
first.
It tamed down for that. We'll keep it tamed down for that, and I actually think that is a phenomenal idea.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. You can't know the night it's happening. You just got to know that it's gonna happen at some time. Yeah. See, that's what makes it unscripted and unaffected, and that's what would get us kicked off. I'm just saying.
If radioactive is not banned, I don't think we would be banned.
But that's after the fact. I don't have the beep button live. I just don't.
Yeah, I think we can have some self-control in there.
We'll see what happens. But Bailey, it's been a heck of a season for you behind the wheel of that 26 machine. We look forward to seeing you continue the trend. Doesn't look like anything's stopping you anytime soon, so congratulations on starting the championship chase off on the right foot. Gonna walk away with second here tonight. Until next time, my man, stay safe, and as always, keep it fast.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you go. Cutting it up with a man that chops it up week in and week out. Bailey Dutton going to walk away with yet another podium finish. Adding on to his stats this season. 26 will walk away in second. That's going to lead us right into victory lane, and a common theme here in these post-race interviews, a very common theme of drivers padding that stat book here, walking away with his 3rd win of the season. Justin, man, how good does it feel to Michael Jordan this thing?
Oh man, to capture the first one of the playoffs is always a good feeling. You know, like you always say, you get that momentum going, so hopefully we can carry it into next week. But yeah, I was sweating a little bit there, man. I'm not feeling the best, and Bailey, I knew Bailey was coming on hard, and he was able to save his tires a lot better than I could. So I think things just played out in my favor, except for that last lap, a little sketchy there, but.
Yeah, things seemed to get a little bit sketchy there. You had a nice little battle right after that 3rd and final green flag pit stop round as well. But something I want to mention to you here, I'm not sure if you're truly aware of the way the stat book is really working in your favor so far this season. This is going to be win number 3 for you, but More importantly, it's keeping alive 100%. You heard me right. 100% of the time you start a race, you finish in the top 10. 100% of the time you start a race, you finish in the top 5. How the hell are you doing it?
I don't know, man. This season I focused a lot on staying clean, not getting any incidents, and I think the only track that I actually had incident points on was our road course that we did. So, uh, if I could tell anybody, staying clean and letting people go when you need to, and taking spots when you have the best opportunity, helps keeps the incident count down, and helps keep you alive there at the finish.
Well, you heard it right there, race fans. If you want to be good and at the front, you got to take a shower. He said be clean. You got to take. No, I'm just kidding. Man, you're probably going to need a shower after this one. But nonetheless, man, an amazing job for you and that 30 crew here tonight. Starting off the championship chase on the right foot. You're going to leave here and head into Dover as your points leader. So you feeling comfortable with these last 2 races we've got?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm pretty confident we'll be doing pretty good. I mean, like I said, the main thing is just keeping it clean. I'm pretty comfortable at most tracks coming up, so it's just gonna depend on how hard you got to push to stay in front of some of these guys that are running up front, and I mean, hopefully we can pull off some more wins. The
Well,
last win.
yeah, I mean, started off the right way. I mean, truly, honestly, and this is not a shot at any driver or any fan out there or you. I don't care what happens week 2, in week 5, all the way through that in the championship. Give me the first race win and give me the championship win, and I don't care about the rest. I mean, that's just me, though. I'm a little bit awkward, so, but it is what it is.
That's right. Last one's the one that matters.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a long season. Like I've said, you know the drill. So we're gonna hush, and we're not gonna keep you very much longer. Let you get to you some of that liquid IV in you. So we're gonna step back, and the mic is yours.
All right, appreciate it, Dave. Give a shout out to Performance Motorsports, Hyperdrive Racing, Assassin Motorsports, Airs Racing Paints, Sim Magic, and everybody behind the scenes over there at Swift, and you over there at Turn 3 for putting on the broadcast, as well as Cousin Jess rooting us on in the chat.
All right, my man. Well, short and sweet for win number 3. We'll see if you can continue on that 100%. The little stat pad you got going. We'll see if you can do it. It's going to be amazing if you can, and we're going to be right here to witness it if you do so. For the first time in the championship chase, man, congratulations on the win, and we'll look forward to catching up with you throughout the rest of the handful of weeks. Until then, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you go. Michael Jordan on the thing. Michael Jordan on the track, man. Thick. Behind the wheel, getting it done. Justin Gann gonna prove why he will be the points leader heading into next week's race after walking away with the checkered flag here tonight. Win number 3 on the season for that 30 car and heating up right when he needs to. Great job, an amazing win, an amazing job here tonight from all of the drivers in the field. Flag to flag racing action once again, and you can't ask for very much more than that. And with producers hitting those buttons in the background, you know the sounds, you know it's time to shut her down. But first, let's walk through your unofficial race results in the College Park 188 right here tonight. From Atlanta Motor Speedway and Swift MotorSports Airs Racing Paints Xfinity Series, Justin Gann to victory lane. Bailey Dutton going to walk away in second, with JC3 coming in third. Todd Cray going to finish right where he started tonight's race, sitting in that 4th position. Your Performance Motorsports Pole Award winner, Roy Fernandez, going to fall through the field and finish out your top 5. Kevin Burrows in 6th with Jason Branch back in 7th. 8th place tonight from Atlanta belongs to John Wimbish with Gary May in 9th, and the 11th serve pro machine of Casey Duncan finishing in 10th. Cody Sleeper back in 11th with the 17 Crown Royal machine of Tommy Haynes in 12th. Logan McNeil going to come home 13th. Jake O'Shea in 14th. Dave Seats and Kevin Bogema back in 16th. Big tip of the cap to our race control and admins. Little bit of a light duty night for them down the hall. We're going to see if they got any more snacks over there, if they ate them all in during tonight's amazing action right here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's going to do it for your unofficial race results. Before we cut off the lights and roll up the cords, if you haven't already, remember to join us in that continued push to 4,000 subscribers. Show the driver some love and drop a thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself or anyone else back at the headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding in to say hey, or you are one of our dedicated fans, friends, or one of our very many different family members. We appreciate each and every one of you, all of the sponsors. Big tip of the cap to you. Until next time, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and we'll meet you in Turn 3.